Welcome back to another exciting video of Cinema Recap. Today I'm going to explain a 2014 American supernatural horror film titled Clown. A little boy's birthday party gets ruined when his entertainment, a clown, cancels. His father finds a clown suit and becomes the new entertainment, but something is weird about it. There's an evil curse and it won't come off. He specializes in eating little kids. Everything after that goes downhill. So let's dive into the story. But before we start, don't forget to hit the like button and also subscribe to our channel to get some interesting stuff in upcoming videos. After donning a clown suit made from the skin of an Icelandic demon, the Cloyne, a father turns into a child-eating demon. If he eats 5 children, the curse ends. He kills 4 kids plus his father-in-law because he was getting in the way of the final killing at the Kent's home, and then he goes after his own son. His wife kills and decapitates him. Kent McCoy is a loving but constantly working husband and father who hosts a birthday party for his son Jack, complete with a birthday clown. However, the clown he hired accidentally goes to another party. Fortunately, Kent discovers an old clown costume in the basement of a house he's selling and dresses himself to entertain everyone. After the party, Kent falls asleep wearing the clown costume, and the next morning, he's unable to take it off. The bodysuit, wig, and red nose are slowly adhering to his skin. Kent is forced to go to work wearing the costume, and the 3 guys who are helping him renovate the house laugh at him. He tries to remove the costume, cutting his wrist with a knife and breaking a vibrating handsaw. He goes home and tells his wife Meg what's happening, so he tries to help him remove the fake nose. But as she tries to remove the nose, it rips his flesh and wounds him. Shadow, the family's dog, eats the clown nose, which makes Shadow show strange behavior towards the family. Meg also realizes that the clown's wig and makeup have also become attached to Kent and are now irremovable. He goes to the hospital for his wounds, where he's inadvertently made fun of by the emergency room doctor. Suddenly, Kent also begins to show strange behavior and a deep sense of hunger with a noisy gurgling in his stomach. He eats all the food in the house, wrecking the kitchen. Kent tries to understand what's happening to him and tracks down Herbert Carlson, the brother of cancer treatment specialist Dr. Martin Carlson, and the costume's previous owner. Bart tells him on the phone to avoid the costume at all costs. Kent meets with Carlson and learns that the clown costume is actually the hair and skin of an ancient demon from Northern Europe, which was long forgotten, the Cloyne, which attracted 5 children to devour. Carlson drugs Kent with tea, revealing that the only way to stop the demon is to decapitate the wearer. Carlson lands a butcher knife in Kent's shoulder as Kent jumps up and asks what he's doing. Kent subdues Carlson during an ensuing fight and learns that he's slowly becoming the demon. Kent returns home and, after a series of incidents, moves away from his family and into one of his property listings, where he fights his demonic hunger and attempts to commit suicide. He shoots himself in the mouth but doesn't die, spattering the wall with rainbow blood, meaning that the clown suit is changing him physically and biologically. He then meets a small boy who asks him if he's a clown. He then attempts to behead himself with a pair of buzzsaws but fails, causing the same little boy to be killed instead, whom Kent later eats. Kent eventually gives in and starts to become the demon, devouring his second victim, a child who had bullied Jack earlier. Meg becomes involved, trying to understand what is afflicting Kent and to help him fight against the demon. Desperate, she joins forces with Carlson with the intent of freeing Kent from the suit, although Carlson is prepared to kill Kent if necessary. Meg learns from Carlson that freedom from the clown costume can be gained by offering the demon what it wants, 5 children. She also learns that many years ago, Carlson put on a costume to entertain the children on the oncology clinic that Martin worked for and became the demon. Martin smuggled out 5 dying children from the cancer ward to free Herbert from the costume. Herbert has tried many ways to destroy the costume to no avail. Carlson also warns Meg that the curse follows any part of it, explaining how earlier the family dog Shadow had become afflicted by the curse after eating Kent's clown nose when Meg removes the nose, which forced Carlson to kill it by chopping off its head. Kent, now almost fully lost, succumbs to the demon and begins hunting more children. He sneaks into a local Chuck E. Cheese and devours 1 child in a ball pit, hinted at the blood and urine, and another in the jungle gym. With 4 children now eaten by Kent, only 1 remains if he were to turn back to normal. Meg finds Kent inside the glow-in-the-dark mini-golf course. She tries to comfort him, but Carlson attempts to decapitate him with an axe but fails. Before Kent has a chance to kill Carlson, Meg tries to get through to her husband. Instead, the demon offers her a deal: feed it 1 more child and it'll release Kent. It tells her to bring the 5th child to their special place, otherwise it'll go after Jack. A child from the dental clinic where Meg works as a nurse recognizes her, and the girl asks for a lift home when she cannot find her parents. Meg drives her to the special place and locks her out of the car. She suddenly changes her mind when she thinks Kent is coming. but it turns out to be a police officer, since the Chuck E. Cheese's incident drew attention from authorities. Once Meg realizes that Kent is not there, she drives back home knowing that the demon is going after Jack. Kent, now under the complete control of the demon, sneaks into the house and kills Meg's father, Walt, by ripping off his jaw right in front of her. Kent's physical looks resemble Decloyne. Meg fights against her husband, but Kent attempts to take both their unborn baby and Jack. After a chase inside the house, Meg is forced to knock his head off with a hammer. Thinking the creature is dead, Meg apologizes to Jack for everything that has happened. However, due to a piece of muscle attached to the body and head, Kent revives and grabs Jack's leg. Meg then forcibly pulls the head off, killing the demon and her husband. Meg looks in horror as the Cloyne skin melts away. The skin turns back to the clown suit, revealing Kent's human form. In the end, Kent's body is autopsied, while the costume is packed up to be analyzed by the police. Clown gets a great deal of its gags courtesy of some clever cutting. A shot of someone wiping projectile vomit from her face is followed by a shot of someone else licking fingers following a diner meal, for instance. The tactic is a bit of a cheap trick to get an audience to grimace, yet the smart methods by which editor Robert Riang pulls extra mileage out of scene transitions goes a long way toward giving Clown its tone of unusual body horror with a touch of sinister snickering. The film can be funny, though. You wouldn't describe it as an outright comedic. The movie understands it, has a somewhat silly concept, but Andy Powers as Kent, Lauren Allen as his wife Meg, and the always odd Peter Stormare pretend not to know by wonderfully playing the role straight. The actor's earnestness balances with the filmmaker's sarcasm to strike the right mood of weirdness that is sometimes amusing, sometimes revolting, but usually entertaining. Clown drags one foot during a last act that's longer than it should be to stay peppy. There's also an elephant in the room with regards to repeated violence against children, such as a bloody terror spree in a Chuck E. Cheese that won't sit well with some parents or those offended by such insinuations. Even though the movie doesn't have much of a moral code regarding that aspect, it also doesn't play insensitively loose with its kid-centric carnage. A child-eating demon clown is part of the story after all. Either embrace the idea with the same sense of frightening fun as the film, or be forewarned that a different flavor might taste better in your teacup. Clown has a great idea propelling it, but the script doesn't take advantage of the inherent scares as much as it should. When Clown should be racing towards its predictable finale, it's only jogging there at a lackadaisical pace. Good performances help soften the blow, but the decided lack of anything particularly horrible for the first half of it severely hampered the film. There are some truly memorable moments to be found here in Clown, but they're few and far between for the most part. And that's a shame because Clown has the markings of a really good horror movie. The film has a good balance of humor and horror, which is an important element of any horror movie that's going to hold my wife's attention, and this one did. Whilst it doesn't have any laugh-out-loud scenes, there are a few moments you find yourself kind of laughing at the lead character's misfortune because it really is that unfortunate. Especially if you have children of your own, you can kind of sympathize with him, as we would all do pretty much anything to keep our children happy, even if it means looking and acting like a demonic clown the rest of our lives. We hope you enjoyed our today's video. If you did like this video, smash the like button and subscribe to our channel to stay up to date with the latest and interesting videos.